Welcome to another episode of This Week in Wrestling. I'm your host, RTP and ANTNHD. And next to me is my boy, John Wall. Nah, you know who John Wall is or no?
What?
John Wall, you know who that is?
I probably don't.
Elite basketball player. Let me put this down so I can see you a little bit. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing all right.
Did you cry yesterday?
I got choked up actually.
Really?
I did. And then I was laughing really hard at the a-hole chants and the. I think I saw some on an X, FU Hunter.
Dude, they're chanting AEW. I think they were chanting Vince McMahon.
It got me to giggle.
Bro, yeah, that was honestly insane. And then the picture of him laughing just pissed me off, man. I mean, let's just dive into it, man. John Cena's last match, to me, was fucking abysmal. Look, this is my perspective on it, right? I understand what they're doing. I understand you try to build Gunther into the superstar. But, first of all, they haven't been able to do that with really anyone recently. Other than, I feel like LA Knight. But LA Knight had to do it by himself. They gave him Max Dupree, you know? Secondly, a lot of people I know that aren't wrestling fans watch that match. That is not a match that I want new wrestling fans watching. That was such a boring match. If you really, for me, there's definitely, intricacies as a wrestling super fan. But if that's the first match you ever watch, you're not tuning back into wrestling. Would you agree?
Honestly, I agree with you. I have a little bit more of a romantic point of view on the storytelling involved because I rewatched it. I watched it last night, hated it. I was so upset. It literally, I haven't felt emotions like that since watching some UFC losses, which is the most emotions I'll feel when watching any sort of combat sport. Because WWE I kind of compartmentalized and the product doesn't really affect me. And honestly, if they book, the only thing that will redeem this for me, which is why I like it for what it is right now, but this definitely is still a nuanced take that can change depending how they book Gunther. If they actually book him like a monster and he goes out there, retires AJ, retires CM Punk, retires all these guys that are on their way out.
Brock Lesnar,
Randy Orton eventually. You know what I mean? If he actually does this, and Gunther's work style, let's be real. The way that guy works, he's going to be able to wrestle into his 50s because he's not the type of guy that's destroying his body.
Yeah.
And he's obviously natural. He's obviously incredibly natural because he doesn't look juicy. He looks kind of like a skinwalker a little bit. I actually wouldn't mind Walter coming back. I wouldn't mind him getting fat again. But if they actually book him good, if they book Gunther like a menace, then I'm okay with it. I'm okay with what they're doing. But from what you said, the perspective which I hadn't thought about yet, I know people too that's watched this match for the first time. They and what a horrible match to watch as an introduction to WWE. Actually, top to bottom, what a horrible card. What a horrible card to introduce to WWE.
I don't know. I couldn't see if we were recording or not.
Imagine.
Yeah, I was.
And take two. No.
Yeah.
What a horrible introduction to a brand new fan. I actually would have been fine with the stipulation on the card first.
Yeah.
Put a stipulation match first, if from that perspective to even go further on the critique of the whole event. Give something that's a layup for any fan, a street fight, a no DQ between Obafemi and Cody Rhodes, which would even have maybe lent itself to the Drew McIntyre thing, so you could have had a match and a winner.
Yeah.
I actually would have been fine with Drew McIntyre interfering if Oba pinned Cody, regardless of how it happened. You know?
I wasn't fine with it because these were marketed as exhibition matches to put the next generation forward.
Yeah, so, and then the match ends in 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're not putting Oba forward. I love Oba. That was one of his worst matches because it just wasn't.
He looked like an idiot.
It just wasn't. Yeah, exactly. He goes out like that unless he's gonna come and feud with Drew. But I just don't think that's gonna happen. The only person that I thought performed to the level they usually do is Sol Ruka.
Yes, that match was match of the night for me. The Cena match was disappointing, hard thing to end on, but that was. I think that was the best match of the night. It was clean.
Let's talk a little bit more about the presentation of the Cena stuff before we get into everything else. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was underwhelming. After that match, I watched it with one of my buddies who doesn't really watch AEW, and I showed him Sting's last match. Bro, the presentation on that is so much better than what the fuck they did. They gave him a weak-ass video where it's about Triple H watching with him, and you have a normal entrance where he takes the camera and points it at Stu, but they fucking cut that part because Like, there's just none of the stuff that no Randy Orton because he's out in Mr. Beast land because that's in Dubai and TKO is Arab brand. As an Arab, I could say it. I could be mad about it. You can't. No.
I have no feelings on this matter. I am not educated in this matter. I will not share.
I just, the crowd should not, at the end of the day, John Cena's last match, even if he lost, the crowd shouldn't go home pissed off and booing.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line for me.
I think it being what it was with the 7 or 8 clotheslines, the 5 minutes of the sleeper hold, I just was bored too. Then right at the very end when I realized it was over, when Gunther came back, grabbed the shoulders, put it back on, and the ending was actually kind of cool, him smiling and tapping out. Like, I understand the story being told, but it wasn't the right move.
It was weird. It was a very weird, it's probably the worst retirement match I've watched. I'm trying to think of.
He should have just went out.
He should have just went out. It was so easy. He could have smiled and went out. He could have slept, had a good dream, you know?
No, maybe he was like having good memories and like, I don't know. It was just, he shouldn't have tapped.
It was dumb.
It sucked the air out of the room and I was just mad.
I think as far as like a match goes, straight wrestling, this was probably an above average match, but it wasn't a good retirement match.
There's only one botch in it too, which was the weird. They were choking. He dropped down and then he fumbled, and then he got up and they just repeated the spot, which is like my least favorite thing ever is when people repeat the spot when you mess up.
Yeah, that's why I give AJ Styles and Leon Slater credit.
They just moved on.
He pinned right away, and then it's a Styles clash.
And then they immediately went into a different thing.
Yeah.
And did a different finish
which
on the
is
fly.
so smooth. So smooth.
And also took a hell of a bump off the top too. Leon Slater with the flat back bump with your legs taken out, and the way he just.
He's so good, huh?
Yeah, Leon Slater is something else. I don't see him being in TNA for very long.
No, hell
no.
I think they gotta run him versus AJ Styles for the X Division in TNA.
Him versus Carmelo Hayes. Leon Slater versus Carmelo Hayes is the
banger.
thing that I think is going to be a good introductory feud for him once Carmelo hopefully gets some footing on the main roster.
Maybe he wins the U.S. title after WrestleMania, and then you debut Leon the week after that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's super simple, super easy.
Or Javon Evans, that's just a layup though. But
Javon Evans, I think, is going to win the NXT title before he gets caught up. NXT was really weak. Really weird this week. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But as far as that match goes...
That's pretty much all I have to say. It was just kind of...
Yeah, I just... For me, as a guy that's watched both these guys go... They are some of the best wrestlers in the world. Leon and Javon probably is the best tag team in the world, but that match didn't give you that. You know, if that's your first time meeting them, you're like, wow, they're good. You know, but these guys are some of the best in the world, so just stick it out with them. They're going to be amazing.
That botch was scary, though, dude.
Yeah.
When AJ slipped off, the fact that he jumped on the pin so fast.
Quick, no hesitation.
If he won, I would have been like, oh, that was one of these slickest planned botches ever, like one of those kayfabe botches. But the fact that AJ still won after the botch, I was like, okay, so it was a botch.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, we'll see who wins this because I know this is supposed to be the finish here. And I thought AJ was going to lose off of the botch. And I was like, what a genius way to give them. He's getting old.
Yeah.
And you're starting to tell the retirement story.
Yeah.
And then in this match, he loses to the young guys because he slips on the ropes.
Yeah. I like that.
I was like, oh my God. I like literally popped so hard. Because I thought that was the route they were going, and then he still won, which I'm fine with too.
I thought
it was great.
I think that's an amazing angle, but I just didn't need none of this on that show. I just needed all these matches to go 20, 25 minutes, and us get amazing matches
6 minutes.
With no storyline whatsoever. This match was 6 minutes. These are two of the best young performers in the world, and you give them 6 minutes against the legend. You should be giving everyone fucking banger time. Sol Ruka and Bailey, match of the night, I think, bar none. A lot of handstands. I think that's my take on it. Like, we get it, you're a gymnast, but it was a great match nonetheless. I really enjoyed that match.
I want a repackaging of Sol Ruka. I want, when she turns heel, I think she will.
She did before, and it just...
I think she'll have more of an actual solo heel run.
But she did on NXT, and it wasn't good. I think she should always be face, in my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think the whole surfer thing will need to go with it if the heel run happens. Kind of like Bailey, the I'm a Hugger thing got
Yeah.
kibosh. Like, you couldn't be the I'm a hugger Bailey as a heel. It had to be a completely different thing. She cut
Yeah.
her hair, you know, and like she like was kind of being like Vicky Guerrero if she can wrestle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was kind of the character.
Yeah, the ding dong hello.
Ding dong hello. Like it was like literally it was.
It was so good.
It was,
too.
and it still is good.
Yeah.
Like it didn't age bad at all.
Uh-huh.
I think Soul could do something more like that. That is away from the surfer gimmick, because she can always come back to that.
Yeah.
The surfer skater, whatever it is, gimmick. I like it. It's very California gimmick, and,
Yeah.
it works well. But I think a heel run's in order, but more of like a competitive edge, because she is a D1, D2 athlete.
D1 Oregon.
D1 Oregon, yeah, okay.
One of the best in the world.
Like literally, like a D1 athlete. I know that competitive edge is there, and that type of heel is hard to pull off. What better person to do that than a D1 athlete? You know
That's
what I mean?
true. Yeah.
Like there's some people in there that don't have like legitimate athletic acumen, which makes it all the more impressive they can hang and just learned wrestling as their first athletic endeavor. But having that acumen of being a D1 athlete is like...
No, that's true. That's actually a good angle. Where I'm better than you. I was a gymnast at Oregon. Angle would be perfectly fine.
Like Tiffany leaned into that a little bit.
Yeah.
But then they kind of abandoned that with if it's Tiffy time. But also that took off too.
Yeah.
But Tiffany Stratton also still has that pedigree as well. I don't know. I always think using the real life stuff is always a great idea, no matter what.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it just kind of goes to show that like these people are ready to get caught up.
Yeah.
Even if it's with a gimmick change, without a gimmick change, they're all ready to get
It's
caught
so
up.
fresh. It felt
You
so
know?
fresh seeing these guys against each other. All of them.
Yeah, the last match, we kind of touched on it, Cody and Oba. I thought it was a good match with a terrible finish. I do think it wasn't the worst.
It was ramping up and then it stopped.
They need to call him up to SmackDown, have him win the U.S. title. Like, you could run Oba Carmelo. I don't think that's ever happened before. There's just a lot that you could do with Oba. This is the problem, right? January SmackDown goes to 3 hours. I don't want to see me Chin for 3 hours. I don't want to see...
Soul and Oba need to go to SmackDown.
I think there is probably 7 people that could get caught up. Like Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, Javon, Leon, Oba, Soul,
For the
Kalani
sake of
Jordan,
their feud, Oba and Ricky should go up at separate times.
Mariah May.
Mariah May.
You know, there's just... Yeah, because then they'd get caught up and they'd be stuck in the food. Stuck in the feud.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
that was great. That was great.
Stuck in the food.
Stuck in the flube, whatever you say.
Whatever.
But no, I want either Ricky can stay down or Oba can stay down.
Yeah.
One of them needs to stay in NXT for a little bit. Delay like if Sammy and Kevin both debuted on the roster on the same night, that wouldn't have been as interesting. But I think maybe the Raw or SmackDown after Mania, we're going to see something huge.
Yeah, because I do think Javon will probably win the title at their version of WrestleMania.
Obafemi first NXT star to win the Royal Rumble?
That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of angles. I can't wait
know what
for
I'm
us
saying?
to get into Royal Rumble season and like
dude.
really being able to start seeing what's getting.
You know it's
built.
going to be good too, because like here's the thing: it's in Saudi. Also,
Sammy.
Like that's the thing is that they're gonna get a good show.
Yeah.
They're gonna get pops. They're gonna pay a lot of money to have these one-off stars. I would not be surprised if American Badass makes an entrance in the Royal Rumble and just gets eliminated in like 5 minutes. Whatever, you know what I mean? Like, but just comes just for the pop because they want Undertaker so bad. So the best you get is number 27 Undertaker. You know what I mean?
The spot. I would have. Yeah, I mean, bro.
But I want Obafemi to win. That's my early prediction. If we can clip the
prediction
day.
Or
prediction.
Who you want?
No, my prediction is that he's gonna be one of either the last people or win the Royal Rumble.
I could see him being one of the last people. I don't think he wins it this year.
It's December 14th, and I think Obafemi's gonna be heavily involved in the finish of the Royal Rumble.
I think Roman's gonna win it. Sadly, I'm just gonna go basic.
That'd be record, right? That'd be the record for the most Royal Rumble wins.
No, because he's only won one.
Oh, that is one too. No, he's only won one.
He's only won one. I just think WWE booking has been so bad. You kind of just got to go back to what works. That's the way
Gunther wins the Rumble there.
Bro, yeah, just go with the safest option. Don't try to make. If Sammy won the Royal Rumble, I love Sami Zayn, but he's not like they might Jey Uso him and everyone turns on him. I just don't want to see that.
No, he would lose his spot in WrestleMania because he said, "I'll fight you for it. You can have it if I lose."
The Rock, Sammy versus The Rock at
The Rock comes back and he's like, "I'll give you my spot.
I'll sell your soul." No, whatever it is, bro. Honestly, it's just WWE particularly. I feel like they did a great job this week as far as weekly television goes at having amazing matches, and that's our pivot, I guess, over to that. But as far as storylines go, has been very, 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 very underwhelming. Like, I don't know what they do next year because there's no easy fish. You had the Bloodline twice, and then you had John Cena's last run. TKO is not going to... And look, a lot of people are hating on Triple H right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's TKO. I'm very anti-TKO. Because Triple
I don't
H
think
was
it's
not...
Triple H.
Triple H wasn't booking that bad until TKO got involved, you know?
I think it's a spreadsheet with what a lot of this happens, which is why the popular guys, there's no swerves. Because, I don't know, man. I mean, also, like, LA Knight's gotten himself over.
Yeah, let's pivot over to Raw, where they squashed LA Knight, which could... I don't want to be the LA Knight guy, because LA Knight fans are like Finn Balor.
Hopes up.
It's like Finn Balor, but what if they're setting up for him to come out at number 30 in the Rumble and win? Saudi loves LA Knight. It's not unrealistic, right?
I just don't even want to give any energy to this because it's like
yeah, it's either LA Knight or Finn Balor. You know what's gonna happen?
He's gonna enter number 30, and then a bus is gonna come and hit him.
Yeah, the Rock's gonna take his spot.
Be, if you smell, and then he's gonna be number 30, and yeah, like someone's gonna just shoot him. He's gonna walk out, and then a masked man's gonna come and shoot him in the chest, and then that's gonna be what happens to LA Knight at number 30.
Okay, super hot take, right? If LA Knight was coming out and got his spot taken by The Rock, I would love that because LA Knight in a promo with that fuel would fucking end The Rock's wrestling career.
I think it would end up in a legitimate fist fight.
Yeah,
it would end up in a legitimate fight.
Yeah. We'd see Eli Drake back.
Yeah, he's like, nah.
Dummy.
Yeah, I think LA Knight being written off TV is cool if they're going to give him the juice, but I feel like they're punishing this guy. Like, the conspiracy theory wrestling fans out there, like, they're punishing him. They're doing what they did to Dolph Ziggler, you know?
Because he held the sign. That's the theory. Because he grabbed that sign that was like, we don't want Jey Uso, we want LA Knight. That's, ever since then, they're squashing him. But I think it's setting up a Royal Rumble return. I don't know if he's going to win. But I think that's definitely what they're doing, right? Like, that's not ridiculous to say.
I definitely think Royal Rumble might be a little far in the future. I feel like they might even have him return sooner.
Hey, that killed Ricochet.
That's true.
You know, he killed Ricochet.
And they made him start laughing.
The other big thing from Raw that I love is Raquel versus Stephanie. I think Raquel should take the title from Stephanie. I think Raquel, out of everyone, has deserved it and earned it. So I wouldn't be mad if she beat Stephanie.
Her whole demeanor changed.
Yes, she just became big, you know? And it'd be cool to see this Liv Morgan-Roxanne tag team. How's it going to work? And you get Raquel as the big dog of the Judgment Day. I think.
Did you like Lyra versus Roxanne, by the way?
Yes. I think the wrestling this week was amazing. AJ Styles, Dragon Lee versus the Vikings was really good, too. Great. I mean, Roxanne and Lyra didn't miss on NXT, so I expected nothing less on the main roster, and they delivered.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, it's all I really have to say about Raw is just rest in peace LA Knight, and also rest in peace Rey Mysterio too. He took the knucks, he took the kick, and then the weird, definitely not the same guy.
So that's what I was going to say. I think that's the interesting part. That was definitely Montez Ford.
Yeah.
Right? That's just what it seemed like.
Very skinny.
But do you think it's like kayfabe? You think they needed a body, or you think that's actually
They're
Montez
trying to throw us off.
Because we haven't seen Montez Ford in a while.
Because the biggest fuck you would be if Chris Jericho's large ass goes, it was me the whole time, and they just pretend like that was definitely, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way Montez...
With a bat, like, on his shoulder.
Like, he's like, yeah! It comes out to his own band's music again, his 17th re-release of the same song. You know, like, there's no way they think we're that stupid, but also wrestling is ridiculous. And it'd be kind of funny. I would laugh so hard. Like I don't know if I would be mad or genuinely tickled. I don't know.
I don't think Jericho should come back to WWE.
I certainly don't think so. I think his time. His time has passed.
I was pro Jericho coming back to WWE because it'd be fun to have a retirement run. But after this John Cena retirement run, I think you're better off staying in AEW and
you're gonna get more respect there.
You're
gonna get way more respect.
Yeah, they just walls of Jericho. You know, like they're just gonna do some just come back to WWE just to get slept by Gunther at WrestleMania.
Chop, 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 clothesline, chop, line salt.
Line
salt into Tombstone.
Walls of Jericho on the announce table. Like, it's just not what I want, bro.
Chris Jericho is actually, unironically, if Chris Jericho had the creative freedom that John Cena probably did in the last match, Chris Jericho would not book himself that match.
Yeah, I agree.
It would literally be a way better match.
John's too nice.
Chris Jericho, actually, let's talk about that. Right? Chris Jericho versus Gunther would actually, unironically, be a great match.
It would be so slow.
It would be very slow, but it would work well together.
Yeah,
Both of their styles now, because Gunther kind of works like a 70-year-old Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Like in a way, but like in an athletic way. I actually think it would be a better match.
I agree, but I think
Same finish,
to kind of
though.
redirect a little bit, where are they going with the masked people? Are they part of the Vision? Are they teaming with Logan Paul? Because that's kind of where I'm at with
I
it.
almost don't care. I think it's so stupid. I'm like, fucking, I don't even think we're going to find out. I don't even think we're ever going to find out. It's just going to disappear.
They're going to come out at Royal Rumble with the mask on. That's the character Masked Man.
It comes up to Vince McMahon's music. No chance! And it's just the mask guy. It's been Vince the whole
Both the
time.
mask guys are Vince and Jericho.
Yes, it's I don't
Cinema.
know, man. I don't know where they're going with this because I think it's horrible. I don't think it's very good.
I agree.
I think all of these angles, I don't think it's very thought out. I feel like they wrote themselves into a corner. This is like Raw GM vibe all over again, where it was Hornswoggle the whole time. Oh, it's such good shit. You know, like it's not gonna be good. And if it's just Seth Rollins, even then at this point, it's been built up so much that if it's just Seth Rollins, and it's like,
What was the point?
well, like why? Why even have him there doing this whole time? Is Paul doing a 3-time swerve? It's just like,
I got a hot
let's
take.
just make the Vision Paul's group, like Don Callis family. Make it Paul's group. Center it around Paul. Stop making him second fiddle guy.
Yeah.
Make Paul more of an actual
character. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, instead of just standing in the background smirking. But what if these masked people are with Logan Paul, right? Hear me out. I could see this being the case. And the Vision starts shitting on Logan Paul slowly. We get to January 5th Raw where Braun Breaker versus Punk, and the masked people cost Braun Breaker. So then they're working with Logan Paul.
Logan
the whole
Paul,
time.
Austin Theory, Montez Ford, and it's actually them.
Yeah.
I actually like the idea of Logan Paul and Austin Theory being in a group, their own
They
faction,
kind of did, I think, too.
because they're both kind of that social media, and he had that phone thing.
That phone thing. So, funny picture. I'll see if I can find it and pop it up on the screen. But if I don't have it. We went and we sat in very good seats for something, and Austin Theory was laying down, and my dad was on the, I think it was a house show. My dad was on the, what's it called? Where's the fence? What's the word for the fence?
Railing?
The railing, I guess, yeah. And my dad took a selfie with Austin Theory laying on the ground right
Oh,
there.
selling?
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
such a funny picture. Such a hilarious picture. But, yeah, I mean, that gimmick is something else.
I would like to see that. The masked men are actually way more thought out than it appears to be now. But also, if they're in a faction, that just makes me care less about Austin Theory and Montez Ford, honestly.
Yeah, because they're not pushing them. That's the whole point
And that
of
whole
this. They're
faction,
pushing them.
and Logan's, like, he's doing a full-time run right now, or he's been there pretty much every week now.
Uh-huh.
But I don't trust Logan to be a full-time. Like, to stick around. So then is it just going to be like a tag team between these two guys and Logan's there sometimes?
Then it'd be no point of splitting up the Street Profits.
Exactly.
I think maybe Logan Paul's like the manager, or maybe on Raw we're going to have another masked guy and it's Dawkins, and now you have a faction of Theory and the Street Profits, and it's like trying to give him something
It's
interesting.
a 4-person faction and Logan's kind of running it.
Yeah, Logan's like a manager, I guess.
I don't think he's good enough on the mic yet to...
I think he is, bro. I think the best part of the Cena-Logan feud was Logan Paul on the mic. Logan Paul on the mic was very fucking good. And I think
you have to be able to improv on the mic, and I think all of his stuff is scripted. But he does the scripted stuff very well, but
they'll protect him anyway. It's Logan Paul.
That's true.
You know? That's
keep him away from some people that won't go with the script. Like,
I think he could hang, bro. I think he could hang.
I think this is where we differ, because I haven't meshed with him on the mic yet.
Really?
I will say during the Cena stuff,
Good.
either his writers were just knowing they really had to give him good ammo. I actually liked his promos during the Cena stuff, but I haven't liked his promos before or after. I don't like his stuff in the Vision.
I think he just plays his character so well. That's what like. It doesn't have to be amazing, like, oh, I'm hyped for Logan Paul promo. I just think he is so good at being a hateable fucking guy.
I do think he is literally one of the most talented guys on the roster.
I do too. I mean, he's like Dom.
And the fact that he is cutting the really good, even scripted promos this well, when people have been on the roster for how long and still can't cut a promo, like I would literally, in my thought in my brain ricochet, I feel like I sent it to you like a text message or copy to you. Yeah, I think Logan, I think it's really cheesy how they mention every time, those guys are, Wade Barrett, this guy's a future world champion, you know? Like, I get it, okay, I get it, but also I agree with you, but I get it.
That's why it's so easy to hate him, because of how they talk about him, but I do think he's, like...
He is, though.
He's good at wrestling. He's good on the mic.
He'll be
He's
champ.
hateable. He's good at playing a character. He knows his role. He never does, like, too much, I feel like.
He sells so well, too. Like, he knows how to put people over with his movements. Like, when he knows it's not his night, he knows it's not your night, kid, you know? He knows. I like it. I like Logan now, but I just, the only squeaky wheel for me is just the promos. When he can get out there and, like, at least seem authentic, like, I can see this, like, I can see him put on the character when he starts doing his promos. But when he's in the background and not talking, that authenticity of his reactions kind of goes away when he starts talking. He's like, come on, I got a guy. He gasses himself up, and then he goes, hey, yo, I hate this place. Yeah, and like, I get the character.
He's the definition of yelling is acting.
Yes, and like for me, it's like when I see that like that dickhead, you see him reacting. Watch his reactions next time during the Paul Heyman promo. Well, that's what I want to see when he starts talking.
Okay.
That same level of confidence he has when he's not talking, versus when he is talking like that. I don't know. He's gonna be such a sinister heel.
Yeah, and he doesn't. I don't even like want to see him in the world champion picture unless he wins the Money in the Bank.
Eventually,
I think if he wins the Money in the Bank, it could be fun. But I don't want to see him being like beating Gunther, or beating Cody, or beating Roman, or something.
That's
like
not the heel's job, anyways, to win clean.
No, exactly.
You know?
So let's head over to SmackDown.
Yeah.
A lot of great matches. We got Ilya and Ciampa, banger. Carmelo Hayes feels like he's over. I thought Lash Legend had a great match with Alexa Bliss.
That was a really good match.
Javon and The Miz had a great match. We had a great Oba Femi.
Javon and The Miz had me worried for a second. I was like, no way Javon's about to lose to the fucking Miz
Javon
right
might
now.
be the GOAT at that. Like, Javon...
I'm making you think he's about to lose.
Yeah, lose or win.
And then,
because the Gunther match, I thought he was going to beat Gunther at a certain point. So, this is literally what I'm saying about Saturday night's main event. Let's get all these people up and going on the main roster.
Get them going.
This
Get 'em in.
SmackDown proved it, right? For me, and I was telling John this before the show, I watched all that, and I skipped Jade and Michin, and I skipped the Terror Twins just because I really didn't give a fuck about it.
The Jade stuff too I watched, and I watched the Terra Twin stuff too, and the Jade stuff just felt more directionless stuff for Jade, which sucks because like you can see her in there with such intensity, and she's such a specimen.
She's trying, yeah.
And she's trying so hard, but I just don't, maybe I just don't understand it yet. Because it all worked. I just don't understand why I'm struggling to connect with it. I don't know why, because she's doing everything right, but I just don't think I care to see Jade squashing Michin. I think that's what it is.
She needs an opponent. She needs a Bianca Belair. I like that they teased Rhea Ripley. I think that would be interesting.
I think just run it. We're treading water too much. It's gonna be like Tiffany, where she had like 2 defenses because no one was ready, or no they didn't push any like real competitors.
Yeah, if you're gonna do this with Jade and have her beat up on all these bums, should have just gave her the IC and give her a Gunther run.
Put her into a trilogy with Rhea right now.
That's all we need.
You know what I mean? Have her go out there and just beat the shit out of Rhea Ripley, and then get them into a trilogy. Have Jade win. Rhea gets the rematch and skates by, and then maybe Jade gets the third, or you can decide from there. Take it to Mania, you know?
I think the problem is, this is theory, right? But a lot of wrestling, I feel like we're like, are they making these decisions? Because we see it on screen. I think they thought Bianca was going to come back earlier, and they had Jade win the title, and Bianca hasn't came back, and she won the title at SummerSlam.
She's still hurt.
Yeah, well, she has a finger injury. So, like, they probably thought, like, oh, it's a finger injury, she'll be back in a month, and then 2 months come, and then 3 months come. And now it's like, all right, well, we have this world champion.
You don't want to pull the trigger on a feud if you want to have it be Bianca.
Or you don't know what the fuck to do because you thought you had Bianca, and now it's like, all right, well, we only have Michin that's not doing anything, so we'll give her Michin. That's where that's where I think they're at.
Yeah.
But I could be completely wrong. I'm just guessing. Yeah, I just think there's so many people that should be called up, made this show so much better. Because what the fuck is this episode of SmackDown without these NXT people?
Yeah, I mean, like, you look at the Terra Twin stuff, too, and how it ended the show.
I heard the match was awful. I didn't watch it.
I mean,
I
it
watched the
wasn't
end.
bad. There was a really horrible, scary moment between Zelina Vega and Rhea Ripley. It looked like she was going for a code red, and her face caught the mat, so she like kind of scorpion.
Oh, shit.
And they both, and Rhea
On
did
top
the
of her,
rotation.
yeah.
So they both, so she laid on the front of her neck, and Rhea laid on top of her head. It was a horrible, horrible situation, and they were both fine. They kept going immediately without skipping a beat. So I think it was just a rough landing. But I didn't want to see it. I mean, like, I feel bad for Aleister Black, and I feel bad for Damian Priest because, like, they've been stuck in this feud since we talked about this September, right?
Yeah, literally September 5th. I saw it. I was watching the Sami Zayn John Cena match, and they had him in the corner.
They've already had their like 3 different deathmatch style things. They had the street fight. They had the cage. Did they have a cage or no DQ, or was it last man standing?
I think it was last man standing. You're right.
Yeah, you're not supposed to go further than those usually. Like those are feud enders, you know.
Yeah.
Like unless this is leading to like a buried alive match. But then next week on Raw, they'll just have a singles match. Like, you know what I mean? Like
They just have no. I think like SmackDown.
SmackDown, I mean.
SmackDown 1 desperately needs NXT call-ups, or if you're not ready to do that, do a draft.
Aleister Black versus Javon Evans. Fucking gas.
Banger.
You know what I mean? Like, all of there's so many options here. And it needs to happen soon.
Even like throw Carmelo Hayes in the mix. Why haven't we seen Damian Priest, Carmelo Hayes, or Carmelo Hayes, Aleister Black, or they could even be thrown in this like Ilya, because I think they fought Sammy. I don't think Damian or Aleister fought Ilya on the Open Challenge. Am I wrong?
I don't think so.
At least not clean.
No, they didn't. They haven't yet. They both can be thrown into there.
Even Aleister Cody was a really good match before it
Ilya
ended.
versus Damian would actually be really, really good.
You remember Aleister versus Cody before it got? I think Drew and Damian all got involved.
I don't honestly remember that.
This was like a random episode of SmackDown where Cody's talking and then Aleister Black comes out. He's like this.
Oh, with the
That shit is so cool, but
it looks so stupid when you're there.
oh, I bet. Did you see it?
from the fan videos I've seen, you just see him on this little like massage table with a hydraulic thing on the back.
Also,
And when he gets wheeled in, by the way, it's hilarious. He was just laying down. Like it's really cringe looking.
one of the most underrated theme songs, Aleister Black.
His is great.
When his shit goes on, bro, I'm like, I don't know what they're saying, but he's like,
I don't understand anything going on in that song, but he has a good theme song, he has a good entrance, and he has all this aura.
Good presentation, yeah.
Good presentation. Same with Damian too, and like they just been in this feud since September. Throw him in, let him fight Ilya in the U.S. Open. You know, let him lose. It's okay for people to lose.
Yeah, literally. Or fucking, you know what they're gonna do? They're just gonna give one of them Shinsuke and the other's gonna disappear off screen. Like that's
Poor
all.
Shinsuke. I don't even want to talk about that. That guy's the OG. Everyone cried over Finn Balor not being pushed. Like let's talk about Shinsuke.
They needed to make that faction real. When they did that 5-on-5 with Solo, they needed to have a real fact. I mean, it'd just be more interesting that everybody's off doing their own fucking thing. Just have them in a group, and then when you're ready to have a cool storyline, split them off. Who gives a fuck?
I'm convinced Shinsuke literally does not care about being champion. He just goes to show up, wrestle, get his check, and he's like, I don't need to wrestle, guys.
Yeah.
It's better than retiring and just collecting a check and not wrestling every week.
Dude, have Gunther retire him in January.
Just on a random Raw?
Yeah.
Just like I'm gonna retire you.
Do the Ricochet. Aha! That's Raw. That's SmackDown. Let's head over to AEW.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great week of it. Again, as far as wrestling goes, this week was amazing. Just not Saturday. But Dynamite, amazing. I think the highlight everyone was talking about, my match of the week, Kyle Fletcher versus Speedball Mike Bailey. It just, as far as wrestling goes, it doesn't get better than that. You had an underdog win. You had an amazing match. You had amazing spots. Mm-hmm. A lot of people on Twitter like, this was amazing, but this isn't wrestling. Like, those are just WWE marks.
And also, if you watch the match, the story was there.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the story was there. You know, I don't know. Everything was justified in it. Like, it wasn't just a spot fest. People are calling it a spot fest. That's not what it was at all. The story was there. The desperation was there. And if you watch the whole thing, right? Like, that intensity is there in every single match, even with Jack Perry.
That match was so good, too.
It was so good because it superseded the stupid gimmick that Jack Perry has. It was 2 professional wrestlers at the highest level going for it. And it was a professional wrestling story. It was not a sports entertainment story like WWE marks like myself usually are inclined to. But if you really watch it from start to finish and you make yourself pay attention, the story's there.
I'm pulling up the Continental Classic just to see the scoreboard right now. But, yeah, I think a Speedball and
that was
Kyle
the best
Fletcher
match
didn't have that match, everyone would be talking about that Jungle Perry match.
In recent memory, that's like the best match I've seen.
Really?
Kyle Fletcher and Speedball, yeah.
That'll be on your top 10 matches of the year?
I mean, yeah, it would have to be in there. I mean, if it's the we're in December, yeah. So if anything surprises me coming up, which could happen,
yeah, We had Hangman and Swerve team up. I hate it. I just hate that they're doing that.
Doesn't make any sense to me. The match was good, but like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't feel. Their team member, you know what it is? They don't have chemistry together as a team.
Not a team. They should be rivals. It's just so simple. But what I do like is after that match, Hangman cuts a promo saying he's going for the title, and then on Collision, Swerve cuts a promo saying he's going for the title, and now at World's End we're getting Joe versus Hangman versus Swerve, which a lot of people don't like that match. I enjoyed it the first time they ran it. The storyline of that match pretty much is Hangman says he'll never let Swerve win a title, and he's going to do anything to make sure Swerve doesn't win the triple threat match, the original one.
Mm-hmm.
So Joe's just fucking up Hangman the whole match. Joe puts Hangman in the clutch, whatever it's called.
The coquina clutch.
Yeah. And Swerve could get in the ring and break it up, but instead Hangman taps super quick because he knows he can't beat them. So that's the whole storyline build up, which like you could love it, you could hate it. I thought it was very, at least interesting, creative.
It's creative, yeah. I'm like, I just don't know where they're gonna go now from there.
That definitely won't happen again. It'll definitely be. I think this will be more of a traditional.
AEW does do decent triple threat matches.
Yeah, and I mean these guys could all work. We saw Eddie Kingston versus Joe, which was a quick match, but I thought it was a really good match. Definitely a slower pace from what Dynamite was because it was bang 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 bang.
Yeah.
And then we also got to mention Babes of Wrath getting the tag team titles. I don't really care about the AEW women's tag division. I don't really love the AEW women's division, if I'm being honest, other than Toni Storm. No one else really interests me.
It's felt a little dead. I don't know. It feels like 2013, 2015 WWE is where they're at right now, as in like how shallow the division is. I think they need to start hiring some people.
They do. There's a lot. Like Dakota Kai would desperately help this division.
Mercedes Moné losing her Ring of Honor title is also kind of hilarious.
Yeah, lost the Ring of Honor, and I think she lost. She lose another title this week, or just Ring of Honor? I think just Ring of Honor. But yeah, I think they're setting up something cool. I think Athena is someone they could bring up from Ring of Honor. I like Megan Bayne a lot too, but there's just I feel like they don't have that.
People not from Ring. They need to have people that are just AEW. That are going to be there every single week, not worrying about other promotions to build up, because it's shallow because all of the people that are like commotion makers sometimes are off doing other promotions.
A lot of people like the mid card of women, but I just feel like the AEW women's division doesn't have superstars. I think the person that's gonna be that is Tekla. You remember her in the Blood and Guts match?
What she look like?
She's the girl with like the spider gimmick, and she goes on. I think she's got that potential to be a superstar. I just think they need a little more time, but it does feel like a women's division. It doesn't feel like a main event. The only match that felt like that was Toni Storm versus Mercedes, which felt like it could have main evented. And I think they fucked up letting Mariah May walk. Mariah May is so good. I think she could have felt like a main eventer, and they let her rock. So
yeah, all of AEW feels kind of like how SmackDown kind of feels right now, with like how there's not too many
women's division, right?
In the women's division, yeah, there's not too much like.
Because I think Dynamite.
That's why Mariah May needs to be a mainstay over. Like we need feuds for the women's over the women's division over. And actually, both all promotions except for like Raw are struggling with their women's division.
Yeah. SmackDown's is bad. Like very bad.
Charlotte and Alexa is a shining spot.
Yeah, for sure. But they don't have the rivalries though.
They're done. They already.
There's nothing. Everything. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Lash Legend, but we just need a storyline, which it's early for her.
They certainly AEW needs to bolster their women's division and start putting some more shine on there to give them
the pop. I liked Collision this week. Swerve hit a house call on Josh Alexander. Josh, you saw that? He has the headgear on. He kicks the headgear off of him. Fucking disgusting.
I don't know how you do that without just hurting. It just sucks. Like you're just getting kicked in the head.
So right, 2-3 weeks ago, maybe he did it on the Ops Dojo, and you were like, "Yeah, that guy did something to piss him off." And I'm like, "No, that's how the house goes. That's literally what it is."
I was like, "Dude, that guy just got rocked from behind in the back." They're like, "No, that's just how it is. You're just getting fucking kicked in the head."
Yeah, it's no entertainment. It's real.
He's like, I have an idea for my finisher. I'm just gonna stomp you in the back of the head as hard as I can. And then AEW's like,
Go ahead.
Cinema.
No, Cinema was Takeshita and Claudio Castagnoli.
Yes, that was incredible.
Draw. So now they're both leading the Blue League with 7 points. They're probably going to be the top two. We talked about this a little bit this week. I just don't know how they're going to break the tie because I can't see them.
Scissors.
Has to be something. I can't see either of them losing their match. You know what they could do? Because Claudio's in the Death Riders and Takeshita's in the Don Callis family, maybe they have like a tag team match or something to break the tie. Or I don't think it'll be a singles match. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. That's a little confusing, but we'll get there. We'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
I really don't know what they're gonna do to honestly. I like the idea of the tag match, but maybe it will just be a singles match.
But you're gonna run a singles match, and then you're gonna like say like, oh, they might have another singles match on the pay-per-view. Like, I just don't.
You're kind of giving it away.
You're giving it away, so it's a little weird. I think Speedball versus Kevin Knight, they had their match, phenomenal match. Now Speedball is at the top of the Gold League with 6 points. I think it's gonna end up still being Fletcher and Okada winning that league. But this week we get Fletcher versus Pac.
Fletcher, I think
That's your boy.
That's the thing about him, though, is that the defeat that he took was so juicy. It's so good seeing Kyle Fletcher lose, because when he loses, it like
he is genuinely
sells the loss
the best.
so good.
Yeah,
like he's like
he's like a spoiled brat.
You want to hurt him.
He's like, what the just crash out. But if Pac could beat Fletcher this week, he could win the league because the rest of his opponents are Kevin Knight and Jack Perry. Which, those are winnable matches for Pac.
Oh, certainly, especially Jack Perry.
So all he has
no
to
offense.
Jungle.
No offense.
All he has to do is beat Fletcher, and I don't think he's gonna. I think we're gonna cement Fletcher as the. So this is what's gonna happen.
Who can take a loss better? Certainly Kyle Fletcher. Who can afford the loss? Kyle Fletcher.
For sure, but
Pac, I don't know what's gonna happen with him if he loses. This is really all he has. like this is his. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially with Darby hurt, because they were kind of setting that.
I kind of want him to win. I kind of want Pac to win. Pac or Pac, I'll switch between the two as we go.
I think Fletcher's for sure gonna win, and I think he's gonna
Most
also
likely he's gonna win. Yeah.
And I think he's gonna beat Jack Perry.
I want Pac to win. Though,
and this is what's gonna happen, bro. Okada's gonna beat Knight. Speedball's gonna beat Jack Perry.
Yeah.
And then the Dynamite before the World's End pay-per-view, we're gonna have Speedball versus Okada. Winner gets that second place spot. I think that's
Okada.
Yeah, probably Okada beats Speedball, but that will be an amazing match. And if Speedball, they could do it. You know, if Speedball gets enough heat right now, or not heat, heats up right now and gets the crowd behind him, I could see them pulling the trigger, and I could see Okada not being involved in the tournament, so that when Takeshita wins, he could say like, "Oh well, you didn't beat me, and I was the champion," and they're gonna build that to All In. I think that's where they're going.
Yeah, and I just love the gimmicks. The gimmicks going into this are perfect.
Yeah.
For the end of it, like true competitors, the Japanese style. I forget what the style is.
Strong
called.
style.
No, not necessarily strong style, but the presentation of what they do, the very.
Like their relationship?
No, like the eliteness, the condescension just in how they look at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like kind of what Alberto Del Rio WWE was, but Japanese style.
Yeah.
The robes and the gallantry, like the pageantry. Like I wish WWE would book Japanese stars like that more. They won't.
No, they just give Shinsuke a
they're
guitar
basically
player
luchadors.
and let Io bend back when she comes in. That's the presentation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want someone like that with some. Like a William Regal-esque Japanese style.
A Japanese Gunther.
Yes, exactly.
That's what you need.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want in WWE. But like AEW does this so well, and it's so good because this is the perfect shit for them for that style of wrestling where it's just domination for domination's sake.
Yeah.
You know, like with or without the Don Callis family, with or without the Death Riders, all of these wrestlers would be here for the competition. I love it. I'm loving these matches.
It's good, man. AEW has been cooking. I don't think there was much else to talk about on AEW. The last thing, I'll just run by it. You didn't watch NXT this week?
I did not.
It was a very hateable show. Dude, so Javon Evans wins the Iron Survivor last week. Says, why wait? I want my title match tonight. So they run the title match tonight.
And he loses, right?
Hear me out. Makes no fucking sense. Javon is about to beat Oba. And Ricky Saints pulls the ref out the ring.
Doesn't Ricky Saint
He was a face.
Want to
Now,
see Oba lose?
yeah, so now it feels like Vince Russo is booking NXT. Because that just made no fucking sense. I just don't understand. You're going to run Javon versus Ricky, sure. But now what are you going to do with Oba?
My biggest fear for Oba, if you want to know, is him being put in like a tag team with Carmelo Hayes on the main roster. That's my actual biggest fear, is he gets put up, and if you laugh because you can totally see it happening.
The ruler
let's just get the two black guys together and put them together because we don't know what to do with them.
The ruler don't miss.
That's what's going to happen, is that Oba's going to come up.
Dude, the dance is so good.
I love it, dude.
The Oba walk or the Penta walk?
Oba walk, for sure. Oh no, Oba and Penta in a team.
They would do some shit like that, but I just didn't get it. I will have to
I'm
wait
worried
and
for
see.
Oba's future.
I am too. The only angle that I would like if they go from here is if they call Oba up and have him vacate the title, and then you run Javon versus Ricky for the NXT title. But it just still makes no sense. Ethan Page versus Tony D'Angelo is being set up, which I think will be very good. And I also think we're going to get a Mariah May, Blake Monroe call-up soon, because Thea Hale tapped her out on the show, not for the belt. So I think Thea upsets her, takes the belt, and Blake Monroe gets caught up. And I think Blake Monroe versus Jade Cargill, if they don't want to move Rhea, could be very interesting. Or you have her win the women's U.S. title. But Blake Monroe's a main roster player. There's a lot of main roster players on NXT that are just getting misutilized. NXT was so good for a lot of the year, and I feel like the last couple weeks...
I think they're just holding out.
Yeah, they've just been so disappointing. But, yeah, it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating watching... Look,
yeah,
I put in...
It's NXT, man. They just, like, bank on the fact that they can flip-flop on the energy, like, week to week.
I put in, like, 9 hours of watching wrestling every week, you know? I want to have good wrestling. And this week I got good wrestling, but that 1 hour of NXT I could have gone without. I didn't watch NXT last week, so I should have just skipped on it this week, honestly.
You're about to have 10 hours of wrestling.
Don't even get me started. And AEW is bringing back AEW Dark on YouTube, too. I'm not watching that shit. Believe that. On pay-per-view week, that just turns into fucking 2 shifts. But anyway, thank you guys for watching another episode of This Week in Wrestling. I think we ran a little long, but comment down below if you like that style for us. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and John, you got anything else to say?
Code RTP if you got any betting coming up. Yeah, there's interesting UFC fights coming. Lots of money to be made. So, code RTP on Boom Fantasy.
Good.